I'd like to call to order the Springboro Board of Education organizational meeting for January 15th? 14th. It's got to be done by the 15th,
Yes.
right? 2023. Roll call, please.
Bab. Here. Stuckey.
Here.
Belanger.
Here.
Goods.
Here.
Schlehoff. Here.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Two point two, or 1.2, adoption of the agenda for today. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Bab.
Yes.
Stuckey.
Yes.
Belanger.
Yes.
Goods.
Yes.
Schlehoff. Yes.
1.3 is approval of the December 14th, 2022 meeting minutes. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second. Roll call.
Who seconded those? Okay.
Oh, I did.
Sorry. All right. Bab.
Yes.
Stuckey.
Yes.
Belanger.
Yes.
Goods.
Yes.
Schlehoff.
1.4, approval of the January 12th, 2023 spatial meeting minutes. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
So, Jamie. Roll call.
Bab.
Yes.
Stuckey.
Yes.
Belanger.
Yes.
Goods.
Yes.
Schlehoff. Yes.
2.1, reaffirm election of board president.
Dave Stuckey. We'll just do the motion in second.
Why do we have to reaffirm?
Erin suggested that we do it because normally that's done in an organization meeting, but she
Got it.
suggested we do all of them.
Okay. Is there a motion to
Second.
accept me?
Yeah, to accept.
You're good.
Okay.
Roll call.
Bab.
Yes.
Stuckey.
Yes.
Belanger.
Yes.
Goods.
Yes.
Guess I should have
Yes.
done.
You put that
Yeah. 2.2, reaffirm the election of board vice president. Motion.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Bab.
Yes.
Stuckey.
Yes.
Belanger.
Abstain.
Goods.
Yes.
Schlehoff. Yes.
And 2.3, establish meeting dates, times, and places.
Did anything change on this from here?
The only change was
The
location from now until the end of the school year will
Right,
be
so-
junior.
Oh, got it.
Oh.
And it's actually notated at the
They're
top
still
of it
working.
too, so that you guys can
I
see.
didn't realize that was one
Did
person.
you need the, it looks like, did we move in November, do that? Yes.
Oh, because of capital.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great.
that's right.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
Gotcha.
Before. Good, thank you.
Yeah.
So, motion.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Bab.
Yes.
Stuckey.
Yes.
Belanger.
Yes.
Goods.
Yes.
Schlehoff.
Yes.
Again, you'll see the reaffirm.
Okay.
Reaffirm again.
3.1, reaffirm appointment of board representative to board committees. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Is there-
Bab.
Yes.
Stuckey.
Yes.
Belanger.
Yes.
Goods.
Yes.
Schlehoff.
Yes.
3.2, appointment of board members to public records access training.
Okay, so this is where we either one of you guys go or you tell me to go for you.
You go.
I go every year anyway.
Yeah.
I go every year anyway, but you only have to do it once per each person's appointment, but I still go every year, so.
So does Sarah, should Sarah do it?
You can do it if you
I'll
want.
do it.
With
Okay.
being new?
Okay.
Since you have to do it at some point.
Maybe we can try to coordinate, you can go with me. I have Scott Marshall go with me as well, so. It's an exciting 8 hours that you can't get back.
Trying to get you out of it quickly.
You get a break.
You're just done.
You do get a break, that is correct. Okay, so I'll put in there to, for Sarah.
So,
Awesome.
Can't be any worse than being with Norm.
He's funny, isn't he?
No. Sorry, Norm.
No offense.
He doesn't watch
We can watch until he's told to.
You better watch that next one.
Oh, I need a motion.
To the point, Sarah.
So moved.
Point, Sarah.
So moved.
Second,
Okay. Bab?
yes.
Stuckey?
Yes.
Palage?
Yes.
Goods?
Yes.
Schleihoff?
It's still pass.
3.3 is to reaffirm resolution of appointment to Warren County Vocational School District Governing Board. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Bab?
Do I need to say or not?
You can vote yes.
Yes.
Stuckey?
Yes.
Palage?
Yes.
Goods?
Yes.
Schleihoff?
Yes.
So, for your turn.
I know, that's what we were, forgot about that.
Yeah.
Annual standing resolutions. Do you do this or?
Yeah, we just normally read them.
Okay.
Can we do?
Sure.
4.1, to authorize the treasurer to request advances of property tax revenue from Warren County and Montgomery County for all amounts available. Approval of a membership renewal with the Springboro Chamber of Commerce. 4.3, approval of a membership to OSBA for the whole district. 4.4, approval to establish a board service fund for 2023 in accordance to ORC 3315.15 in the amount of $20,000 and to authorize reimbursement of full expenses to the Board of Education members, authorized activities upon presentation of proper receipts. Item 4.5, approval to authorize the superintendent and treasurer to attend seminars and meetings that are beneficial to them as representative of the school district during 2023 within the limits of the board appropriated funds not to exceed $5,000 each without approval from the Board of Education. And just so you know, all of other administrators, those go under the administrative contract, so they're able to attend meetings as well. It's just we're not part of the administrative contract because we're separate, and that's why we have to do ours separate. And then item 4.1 through 4.5 is the approval.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Can we, yeah, can you just say real quick? I'm just curious, with 4.4 with our $20,000, I guess I want to challenge us as a board. Actually, in our board policy, if we attend any of those things, we're supposed to be reporting back to the board what we learned. And I just think maybe that this year, as we're attending things, whether it's OSBA or when we go, like there's something in Polaris for board members, to challenge us to kind of be more strategic with sharing out our notes, whether it's at a board meeting or something, because that is what we're supposed to be doing with policy, and I think we just kind of, forget to close that loop, so.
Do that with comments or whatever.
Yeah, because I mean, like at OSBA, we're there for 2 days in some sessions, and may not be the ones that we want to report, but there's always something that we take away, like you just said, you were at OSBA and about the OFCC dollars and stuff, so I just, as I was reviewing that, I'm like, I think that's something we can do better and help each other out.
Yep.
That was it.
Actually, I have a question. How much did we spend last year against it? Like
I can look it up. I would say it's
ballpark?
probably around 8, maybe
Okay.
8,000 total for everything.
And that's,
We're talking
I'm just
about
gonna
what the
shoot-
board has to spend.
Mhm.
Okay.
so Sarah, these are dollars that we can literally spend on anything. So
Yeah.
like when we all went home for COVID, the board funded like the signs for the teachers to thank them, that kind of thing. So it can be if there's a special project that we're wanting to put it towards. So it's just, we decide what to do with that money, and it's our PD money.
Before we started, Tara brought up, we could maybe use that money for getting Chromebooks, right, for each of us.
Yeah, we
Also,
talked about the fact that, Scott had actually mentioned that at Miamisburg, they had a Chromebook for each board member, really like 200, I don't know how much.
About 275 with a management.
So we thought maybe that might be something to look into, just because that way we don't have to, this thing is ancient, so I knew we would have to get at least a couple anyways, so.
Ancient for ancient.
That's very fitting.
I mean, it's this thick, and they don't even, it's just the thought of it was something that you guys wanted to look at, we could look at that.
So then does that money carry over so we can maybe go to Italy one year?
No,
Wish,
doesn't carry over.
Because we haven't used much at all,
Uh-huh.
quite a bit.
No, you can't carry it over year to year, but.
So what do we need to do?
Takes a bit.
Is that a good idea, or?
I don't need a Chromebook.
I
but-
would pass as
But,
well.
I mean, if we
think
want to
you-
use it for whoever.
You do
uses
always
it,
have tech issues, so I think that makes a heck of a lot of sense.
I don't need a number sheet.
Yeah, it's just one of those
Guys,
things that you guys can just email Ashley
Okay.
or whatever. me.
So go ahead and.
So if
you
we
guys
do
wanna
the
work-
Chromebook, then we would just not bring, like, that would offer up to not have to bring our own,
Right.
and then it would.
And it wouldn't clog up your own with district stuff too, if you wanted to, you would have your district stuff all on your other.
Oh, because we could take it home, you're saying it's not
Yeah.
just one
Yeah.
sitting there?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yes. Sorry.
Okay,
So if you want one, just email.
okay.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm moving into modern era.
Well, that way it doesn't take 20 minutes for you to start your computer either. He
Yeah,
did
that
do,
too-
he
that
did do
too.
it like at 20 till. He
I started.
Started it.
Oh, wow.
After, yeah, so, okay, so we'll do approval of 4-1 through 4-5. We have the motion second, we just need to roll call. So Bab,
Yes.
Stuckey.
Yes.
Palage.
Yes.
Goods.
Yes.
Schleifer.
Yes.
5-1 is to approval to establish January 10th, 2024 as the organizational meeting for 2024. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
And roll call.
Bab,
Yes.
Stuckey.
Yes.
Palage.
Yes.
Goods.
Yes.
Schleifer.
Yes.
6-1, Springboro Education Association, don't see anybody. 6-2, the classified employees. All right, she's not
She's
coming.
right behind you.
No, I'm sorry, you
Yeah,
just
I
snuck
see
in
that.
behind me.
Yeah.
Hi.
Saturday Lena's here, I was
Yeah,
hoping.
I'm sorry.
I was hoping that there wasn't gonna be like the recording, so I could be real Saturday Lena. And like zero makeup, but hey.
Here's you rocking the sweatshirt, just like.
It's okay, it's okay, everyone's got it, everyone has it.
You're up, go ahead.
So, I really, I just really wanted to say thank you to the board for everything and to the schools for everything that you guys, just are doing overall. Didn't realize that it was, Board Appreciation Month, so thank you very much. This is a really hard job, really hard job. You guys take a lot of heat and I just really appreciate everything that you guys do, for all of that. I actually was, I requested to come to the meeting because Peacock is excited to announce the third annual Black History Month video essay contest. And I just wanted to express my appreciation for allowing Peacock to do that through the schools and just for us to have so much support through the schools. I really do appreciate that. The first year we were a little bit more on the ball, we got it released out early, we had like 50 entrants, that was just amazing. Last year we were a little bit late, and I don't remember exactly this year, so I'm hoping that for this year that we are a little bit more timely and that we'll be able to get some good participation. So it's just so amazing. The one that I remember the most from last year is, and I know some of you guys watched it, there was I think she's a kindergartner from Carrie's school, and she talked about Aretha Franklin and about one of her most favorite songs, which is R.E.S.P.C.T. So it just what it was, it was like just so sweet. She was so excited, so animated. Carrie, I don't know, I really don't even know how she found out about it, because I don't know that was really advertised as much as some of the other schools. So Tara Hunter is like the queen of the contest. She gets a lot of participation. And so I'm hoping that this year that we'll be able to get some participation from 5 Points as well. So I just wanted to say thank you for allowing us to do that. And I also really, we also are starting Juneteenth preparations. And I just really want to say thank you so much for helping us in that endeavor. We get the gator every year. So I'll be sending emails to ask for the gator, which is just awesome to be able to get that. And we need that at North Park to help with moving this stuff around. And then last year, we also got to use the grassy space in between the church, and I'm just drawing the Oktoberfest church, and then aside.
Yeah.
So, and we'll be sending that request in again this year. Hopefully we'll be able to use that. So I really just want to say thank you for just allowing Peacock to come in and to kind of partner with you guys. And that's really just our goal, is just to make the school, I'm gonna cry, make the school just like all the way better. Just make Springboro all the way better, make the schools all the way better. We're not here with an agenda to point and blame and things like that. Just want to make everything better. I don't want any other family to go through the hardships that my family went through. And just whatever we can do to make Springboro better, we're all in, so you guys can count on us. And that's it, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
can I ask
you.
you a question? So,
Questions, yeah.
yeah, so one thing that, a conversation I heard last year around Juneteenth was people think that it is a celebration for people of color, that white people wouldn't go to it. And I know, because I was part of it, that that's not what it is. Is that something, like, I don't know if we still have volunteers that are, like any classes where there's required volunteer hours or whatever. Are there ways that we can better partner to help with that? Because that would also bring more of the non-people of color population to the event.
Yes, so last year, I was like, hey guys, let's add a tagline, and they were like, we already have a tagline. I'm like, no, this is a really cool one, an American celebration for all. So anyway, last year again, we were, I was doing everything, I think just everything snuck up on us so fast. We didn't know, also with our girls that were graduating, we didn't have an in this quite as much. But this year I've been reaching out to National Honor Society, and ROTC, because I know that they have for volunteer hours.
Do we have other organizations that require it?
We do, but we no longer have the government requirement for
Yeah,
all.
that's what I'm thinking of, I knew that was gone.
Yeah.
I think if we solicit all of our clubs and activities at the high school for anybody who's looking for hours, we also have National Junior Honor Society at the junior high school
Okay.
that they
Yeah.
look for hours as well.
Yeah.
So I would include some of those younger students in also.
Yeah, we definitely can do that. Also, if any of the clubs wanted to have like booth space, or if they wanted to do something there, you know, we definitely can do that. I'm going to maybe talk to you, I don't even know who I would talk to. The first year we went ahead and did it, and then asked forgiveness as needed.
Yeah.
The MSU sold water the first year, and so we made, I forget exactly how much, it was around $200. So we had gotten water donated from Sam's Club, and we just sold it for $1 a bottle. We weren't able to get we weren't able to get MSU to do it last year, but that could be something, you know, like if GSA and MSU wanted to go together, because I think that they might be doing some things together. Again, now with not having my kid in the school, I feel like I'm a little bit out of touch. But, you know, we welcome that opportunity.
I just wonder if
Tours
we, go ahead.
downtown, I'm sorry, the historical tours downtown.
Yeah.
That's also, it's just so amazing and just so interesting to know what Springboro did. And just to like, I don't know, I just find so much excitement. Like, you know, you wonder about these old homes and like, what's their story? What do their walls say? You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
So it's just interesting and exciting to me.
yeah.
And I'm still proud, and I always say this all the time, that, you know, from what the story and what the records show, that while an enslaved person was seeking freedom, and while they were like in the Springboro area or with the Springboro conductor, no one was ever returned, and that's great, you know?
Yeah. I think anything we can do district-wise, like in May, to promote it would be helpful too, just because, and like maybe like in our newsletter that goes out in June, just because school's not happening during that time, and I think that we lose some marketing because of that. So if you guys wouldn't mind just marking down just to try to get some extra promotion right at the end of the school year, because it's just a couple weeks after that. It's another way that we could partner with.
Yeah, thank you very much.
It's a
Put
great
that
event.
on our secondary curriculum agenda for older kids who volunteers, and so I'll see those principals this week and express that to them, that we have some needs.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Lena.
Yeah.
Oh, that's already gone, yep, took care of that one when Lena emailed me. Set on that one.
Some of them are just been great, I don't know, it's somewhere on YouTube maybe?
It was on YouTube.
Okay. Excellent.
Thank you. Appreciate it, thanks. Let's see, other public participation, Jack, you have
Jack.
anything?
I'll speak for him, he does
You
not.
enjoy,
We can move on.
you enjoying yourself?
Yeah.
He should get some hours, like government hours or something for this.
Okay, moving into the work session. Yeah, I don't know, I have to go with public participation there, but let's do 7.2, purchase of new servers and backup storage from Forward Edge.
All right, Mr. President, members of the board, this request is part of our 5-year forecast on what I would call our back-end technology, those items that you don't see that are often stored down in our basement or in closets in the buildings. This is not an E-ratable purchase, but it is needed. We are replacing items from 2014, and this is within our 5-year cycle of budgeting for networking in back-end technology.
Okay, any questions?
Yep.
Urgent necessity.
Hold on,
Oh, okay, I'm
sorry,
sorry.
but this
Sorry,
is just only because of my day job. Have we looked at cloud at all for maybe, or is that just?
We are using cloud. Any of our student work is all done through Google, is stored in the cloud. We also have a lot of staff who are using cloud. However, we do have operations within the district that, my gosh, we certainly would not want to lose items. This is for 2 backup storages, so if one fails, we have the other one. So we're using 2 of those, and we also are using cloud.
Okay.
Great question.
Scott?
Board President, members of the board. So as you know, we had a water issue at the high school. Upon arriving at that situation, we immediately recognized it was going to be way too much for the district to handle and manage. And so we immediately started making contacts. We got in contact with ServPro, who is a professional mitigation company. And they came in and did a tremendous job getting us prepared and ready to be back into school. Unfortunately, we did have to miss the 1 week from the standpoint of remote, but that was really to make sure that the building was prepared properly and ready for staff and students to return. And then certainly ServPro was a big part of making that happen. So we had to do this agreement with ServPro, and basically the agreement you see in front of you most likely will be some additional cost associated with it, but we had to get some estimation up front. And so this is a reimbursable expense through the insurance company, so other than $5,000, which is our deductible. So again, we're very thankful that ServPro was able to respond when they did and help us through this process.
Yeah, they were busy other places too.
They were, yes, there were a lot, and they're actually now working on about 15 other projects. So they really prioritized our project, knowing that we had to get students back in the school.
7.4, committee reports, do we have any? Okay, other discussion of any other business? All right, Treasurer, go ahead.
All right, 8.1 is the approval of the tax budget that you got to hear this morning. And we have to vote on that separately because we
Right.
have revenue and expenditures
Of
from the
course.
general fund.
You said that so positively. You got to hear this morning.
I'm sorry.
So positive.
Is there a motion to accept 8.1?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Bab,
Yes.
Stuckey,
Abstain.
Belanger,
Yes.
Goods,
Yes.
Schleifer.
Yes.
Okay. And then next, I have the approval to waive the reduced student lunch daily rate. It is now 40 cents per day per child, beginning January 1st, 2023 for the remainder of the 2022-2023 school year. We bring lunch prices each year around, I think, May or so for the next year. So for the remainder of this year, due to our very generous donation that we received, we are able to reduce those fees. It's about $7,500 will be the cost for the remainder of the school year to reduce those fees for those reduced students.
I love that approach because those are the people that are probably struggling more than anybody else. They don't get full free, but they definitely are struggling. So I think that was a great way to use our donation.
Communicate that out to them so that folks know that that's that
Yes,
it's that big of a change, but, okay.
yes. She has a letter
She has a
already.
letter.
She's just waiting for the board approval
Yep.
for her to mail those out. So
Great.
she's already got it ready. She's on top of it.
And thanks to Lena.
And you did see, if you looked in the executive notes that I put at the bottom, I did say that we will likely be bringing that for next school year as well. So it'll be about 14,000, and then we can kind of work on ongoing ways to keep that in the balance account, so that we can maybe do this long term.
Great.
So we need to vote on that one separately. I put it separately because the rest are donations. You can vote.
8.2?
8.2.
Okay. Is there a motion to accept 8.2?
So moved.
Second.
All
Roll
right.
call?
Bab?
Yes.
Stuckey?
Yes.
Palage?
Yes.
Goods?
Yes.
Schleifer?
Yes.
Okay, and then I have a few donations for you. Approval of a donation of $1,020 from P&G to the robotics program. 8.4, approval of a donation of $100 from the Springboro Chamber of Commerce to the high school choir program. 8.5, approval of a donation of $100 from Clear Creekers to the high school jazz choir. I want to make sure I didn't say that wrong. 8.6, approval of a donation of $100 from Kathy Harris to the Student Meal Balance Fund. And 8.7 is the approval of all of those.
Is there a motion to accept 8.3 through 6?
So moved.
Who are the Clear Creekers?
You second it?
I did.
Okay, sorry. I don't know.
I do.
Cute name.
They're a community organization of retirees, so there are older community members and they meet monthly. They get together and discuss relevant things to people who are retired and community members, yes, so they.
Why are you looking at me?
Huh.
It's
Am I on that?
social organization.
I'm on the
She's telling you
Silver
about it.
Sneakers,
Yeah, I think a lot of them are silver sneakers too.
That's what I thought it was. They've been around a long time.
Mhm.
Clear Creekers, yeah.
I think that one actually just got added, because I'm like, usually I look at one first, so, sorry, I didn't know. I'm
Awesome.
glad you knew what that was.
Roll call in.
Bab?
Yes.
Stuckey?
Yes.
Palage?
Yes.
Goods?
Yes.
Schleifer? Yes.
Approval. Okay,
I've got 9.1.
you're doing that? Okay.
Yes, good morning, Mr. President, members of the board. 9.1 is personnel report, and I want to draw your attention to two retirements and resignations that will hit us hard. Kathy Poor and Jeff Banger down at Dennis. It's time for them to start a new chapter in their life, but so they've given us a lot of service through the years.
Okay, and we'll move on to the next one too. We're gonna vote on, there's no athletics on it, so we can keep going.
Oh, 9.2 is approval to update the certificated long-term sub rates, and I know there's been emails with information around that move.
Yes, I want to give you a heads up on that one really quick, just because I learned about it yesterday. We have a meeting next week with the Warren County Treasurers and the COG, which is also governed by Warren County PSC. And they are wanting to eliminate Tier 2 for next year possibly. They're bringing it to all of the treasurers and stuff to discuss, and I'm sure we'll all say we don't want that. But if we do decide to continue with the Tier 2 next year, they're gonna double their administrative. As of right now, the goal is for them, that they said that they would be doubling their administrative fee to us, because they have to manually track all Tier 2 within the COG, and so there's quite a few districts in the COG, so I just wanted to give you a heads up on that. I'm sure we'll probably all push back and say, because we're just now adding the Tier 2 back. We used to have a Tier 2, we eliminated the Tier 2 a year ago and made our Tier 1 as high as our Tier 2, so you get the higher amount right off the bat instead of having to wait. But we just moved it from 125 to 140 for this meeting, which will be about 25,000 or so a year. It's kind of, you can't really estimate it super well, because you never know how many people are gonna be off 21 days and on, but just a heads up that that might have to change again, or we might have even a higher cost to keep that Tier 2.
So if that went through with the COG, what would that mean for, like, what would we be paying for people that are just doing one-off, and then people that are long-term from 0 to 20, or 1 to 20?
That's where we would have to decide if we
Yeah.
wanted to take it down a little bit and have the Tier 1 and Tier 2 maybe look like one. But right now, it's 125 and 140. It might end up looking like 130 for both. Or we could price out, depending on what that final number is, to go ahead and say, well, we want to keep the Tier 2. How much is the administrative fee going to be? But
Could we take away tier 2 and just move the long-term subs to tier 3?
Well, the long-term sub, that won't happen until the 61st day and afterwards. And you can't, they won't allow you to have 0 through 20, or 21 to.
They won't, that's what I was
Yeah,
asking.
No.
They won't.
They're getting rid of that, so you'll have anybody for 61, and we don't get to establish that rate, just so you guys know.
I didn't know that. I
190
thought
for
we did.
everybody, or we can hire them at the district. There's 7 districts that do hire and I know you had mentioned that, I'm getting more data. I have 2 of them back already. One of them is a Little Miami, who hires them in at step 1, which is like 45,000 plus gives them full benefits. And then Kings hires them at $245 a day plus full benefits. And the family plan for us is 20 grand. So that's probably why the majority of the districts stay with the 190 and just pay that administrative fee to BSC, interest that we don't have those plans on our books. And so-
I didn't know what that meant when you wrote that, okay, that,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, so it's quite a hefty cost for those.
It's a bummer timing wise, right when we're looking and getting to
Yeah,
tier
so this will
two
at least
and,
be,
yeah.
this will at
okay.
least go through the rest of this year, and I'll let you know once we have our meeting next week if it looks like it's gonna move forward.
We haven't had a motion.
No.
Is there a motion?
Second.
Roll call.
Bad?
Yes.
Stuckey?
Yes.
Palage?
Yes.
Goods?
Yes.
Schleifer?
Yes.
I believe Andrew?
Mr. President, members of the board, I'm seeking approval for the purchase of new servers and backup storage. I did not mention earlier, these are a part of the Ohio purchasing contract, so that's where that bidding piece comes in, so they're part of that consortium.
Okay. Need a motion to accept it? 10-1?
So, second?
Roll call?
Bad?
Yes.
Stuckey?
Yes.
Palage?
Yes.
Goods?
Yes.
Schleifer?
Yes.
Mr. Gilbert?
Seeking motion to approve the contract with Springboro.
Motion to accept 11-1?
Second.
Further discussion, I forgot that one. Roll call?
Bad?
Yes.
Stuckey?
Yes.
Palage?
Yes.
Goods?
Yes.
Schleifer?
Yes.
12-1, approval of student service and private placement.
I'll be Sarah too. Yes. She wanted me to mention that the speech is due to maternity leaves and the OT, the uptick in OT happens every year as we begin to identify preschoolers and kindergartners. And then one other was transportation.
Okay. Motion to accept 12-1?
So moved.
Second.
You said second?
Sorry.
Okay.
Can I just get a quick question? When we contract out like SLP and somebody's on maternity leave, are we paying double because they're on maternity leave, or is who we're contracting with? Like, who covers that maternity leave if we're contracting?
We have to pay them for that.
We do if they're contracted with us.
Well, no.
No, if the speech was our employee, we
So
would be
this
paying.
was our employee was the one on maternity, so we're pulling in help. Got it. I thought our help was pregnant. And so, you see what I'm saying?
No, they would just send,
Got it,
they would
yeah.
just send it to somebody else.
That's what I'm like, wait, who pays
No,
for that?
so
Okay.
we pay for it because she's our employee.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, thank you.
Bad?
Yes.
Stuckey?
Yes.
Palage?
Yes.
Goods?
Yes.
Schleifer?
Yes.
Okay, board comments? Sarah?
Just super thankful to Scott and your team, maintenance team, the high school maintenance team, everybody that pitched in to help clean up, because truly, like, it's heartbreaking that, what happened. But thankful that we were able to keep knowing that we had everything taken care of, and ongoing. I think it was definitely a good decision to keep kids home, right? I mean, that was what was best for the students and staff.
Correct.
So, and then just, I think it's great that we have the ongoing donations.
Did you want to say anything?
Have a great meeting. Thank you. I don't get to speak to you here.
Like that.
See you guys.
Yep. First off, off, I want to say Mr. Banger resigning is he just, if any parents who had kids at Dennis will know, he just does such a great job of connecting with the kids. Like, that's something that I always noticed when I was there volunteering, and just how much he values the students at our building. So that's a huge loss, but congrats to him on that.
You might see his name back on personnel report.
Oh, good. Well, wonderful.
If he retires and comes back to us.
Wonderful. He's an amazing person to have at our buildings with our kids, so that's cool. Like Sarah said, just thank you to everybody that stepped in the high school with their last minute, changes, and all the teachers needing to teach remote again. It just, just personally with having a high schooler, even the extra supports around, because there was kids in new classes that had never attended those new classes with the schedule change, and they were just very accommodating when we needed some extra help. So, all the way from the great flood cleanup to also the staff that, last minute decisions had to be made, and I think it was the right decision. So the last thing is, I have just been hearing such positive comments about Carrie's presence in the community. So I know that's something that we asked you when we offered you the position, was just people need to know who our superintendent is. And the cool thing is, they're like, she's not just there for 5 minutes, like she's really paying attention and she's watching, and it just shows that she cares for our kids. So anyhow, that came to mind this last week a few times, so I just wanted to thank you for that.
Jamie?
Well, I'm really tired, so I.
You
guys are excited
right, all
about
the driving.
Yeah, just trying to conserve energy for the 2.5 hour drive back. No, I would agree with what was already been said. Just thank you to everybody that stepped in on Christmas Day to start to deal with. I mean, I know it's gone on for several weeks and will be ongoing for the rest of this school year, but just thank you to everybody who stepped up at all levels to really sort of deal with the issue, and then, as Lisa said, to sort of help get the academic side of things in order and adjust on the fly. So just really appreciative I think we've talked about it time and time again, just when there's sort of a crisis, how our team sort of rallies together and just all hands on deck. And it's unfortunate that it had to happen, but we had a great team in place to deal with it. So just wanted to extend my thanks as well.
Echo everything that's been said. It did a great job. I guess out of this, we're getting remodeling the guidance department area.
You're right.
It's a heck of a way to get it done, but I know I've heard all kinds of comments. They're excited about that.
Yeah.
So, thank you for all the donations, and please remove what I said about delete that as hard as you can.
I'm going to say, hey, tune in.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
We will have a recognition of all the people that helped on Christmas Day
Right.
at the next board meeting.
Oh,
Yeah, Dan and I were
awesome.
talking about that, wondering if we did. Okay.
Yes, and then secondly, I have to give each one of you from our state superintendent, this is a resolution from the school board in regards to Title IX at the federal level, that they oppose what's going on. Now, remember, it's a federal law, so we would have to follow that, unless we want to get into more trouble, but if something came our way.
No.
So just read through this, each one of you get a copy of that. And then secondly, Tara and I want to say thank you to each one of you, because we love working with you. It's School Board Appreciation Month, and we have an amazing board. You truly are there for us, you support us, and you keep the district going in the right direction for sure. So thank you so much for supporting the work that we do for our students. Everybody gets their crumble cookie, that's why I was late, I was going to crumble cookies.
Thank you.
But we truly appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
Likewise.
Yep. Things are, for the most part, going smooth unless we have another disaster. Anything else? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Roll call.
Bab?
Yes.
Stuckey?
Yes.
Palage?
Yes.
Goods? Schleifer?
Yes.
And Ms.